Welcome back. We will be looking at the ethics surrounding and the responsibility surrounding dealing with big data now. If you look at ethical issues associated with information collection and processing, there are so many issues, especially regarding data privacy. Generally, what will happen is if you are ethical, you will be noted as a sustainable company, as someone who gains confidence of the consumer. Now, if you look at, so you can look at some of these points here, which talk about the good things when a company is ethical about the way they handle data, like consumer confidence, investor confidence, employee confidence, etc. Now, the GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation, which was introduced in 2019 by the European Union and to the United Kingdom in particular, basically mandated some of the principles around the use and collection and dealing and the processing of personal data, like fair, lawful, transparent, for specified and explicit purposes, not in a hidden, non-transparent way. You have limits in using the data. You make sure that it's accurate where required, maintain it where required, and keep it up to date. You don't maintain or you don't hold the data beyond your usage. You don't keep it, that sort of thing. Now, of course, there are so many issues. The Cambridge Analytica scandal with the Donald Trump campaign, the US election campaign, where there were so many issues with how a company called Cambridge Analytica used Facebook marketing in order to influence the matters of US election. So this is all unethical. And what happens is, overall, just like CSR, now there is CDR, which is corporate digital responsibility, which is a new concept which extends the idea and ethos of corporate social responsibility to the digital world. So CDR involves a commitment to protecting both customers and employees and ensuring that new technologies and data are used both productively and wisely. Right? It's protecting both the customers and employees to ensure that new tech is used in a very wise way. So there are five key areas in CDR, which is digital stewardship, that is good leadership, responsible leadership in dealing with data, customer expectation management, giving back, meaning that you don't really hold the data purely for personal use, but you use that data to see how it can benefit the society. Data value is that customers are gaining the understanding of how important the data is that they're gaining. So how do you actually, so because the companies are the only ones who they collect the data, sure, and they are the only one who are benefiting. So how do you transfer some of that, and how do you give that knowledge back to the customer? And digital inclusion is ensuring that all members of the society do have access to the skills, tools, and ability to access the online digital world, and that they are not left behind by the lack of education and opportunity. I think down the line, there will come a point where people will even go so far to the point that we could have access online, we could have access to our data if we want to do university researchers, etc. Then we, general people, the public domain, because it's our information, right? So as long as people can come to a consensus, I think there are things that can happen as to how we can also use that data. Now, the ethics of, so that is just in terms of general data protection and data privacy. Now, when it comes to big data, this whole issue becomes even bigger. Big data, bigger issues, because there's too much information and a lot of information. Now, the ethics of big data and artificial intelligence. If we focus a few minutes or a few seconds on the ethics of AI, the thing with AI is that it will eliminate a lot of jobs. That is one concern. It will make things unequal, because the people who have AI and the people who don't have AI, they'll have a huge difference between them. Discrimination, right? Especially AI systems that are created by humans. Um, the AI will reflect the human beings that create them. So if the purpose of the intentions behind AI creation by the people and their qualities and what they choose and their preferences will be embedded within the AI software that they build, what kind of AI will that be? There are concerns there. and how exactly is AI being used. Now, one of the best companies that have a fairly transparent and ethical frameworks around use of AI is Microsoft. They have a few principles, AI principles that they have adopted from a very early time: fairness, reliability, safety, privacy, security, inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. So they function according to these principles to the best of their ability. As I understand, I think Bill Gates is a big steward of this. We don't know exactly how well it's being used, but Microsoft has a track record of trying to be more responsible in a CSR and CDR perspective. So that is definitely one thing to consider. Um, the other aspect is that there are a lot of algorithms, a lot of AI, and a lot of machine learning that the proprietary nature of the development means that how they the science behind the AI is a black box. We call those black box algorithms because I think there's a concern with intelligence theft also. Intelligence asset. um, but most of these algorithms, they don't explain how they arrive at answers, because I think it's quite secretive and people want to hold on to that technology. Now there are concerns with that because Amazon, for example, they developed an AI recruiting tool that went back and analyzed 10 years of employment applications in order to create a system that automatically identified characteristics of high performing employees, and against those standards scored new candidates. The tool made headlines when it was determined that the algorithm favored male candidates due to societal influences such as gender bias and wage gaps in technology jobs. So the algorithm is definitely going to use what information they have, and that's what happened. So it's it's a science that has a lot of ethical concerns. I'm sure you yourself have your own personal opinions about AI. Elon Musk has his own concerns. I think he has mentioned that AI is very dangerous. He's someone who's being extra careful, as far as I understand. At least a few years ago, he said this, that AI has the capability to destroy mankind, things like that. And I think it does if we exceed our limits. Very simple. So, the solution, one of the solutions that we have for black box algorithms is explainable AI, which is essentially an AI which generates an audit trail alongside the result it gives. So we know not only the answer or the result, but also how the AI generated that result. So that is definitely one thing that you can keep in mind if it is a concern that comes up in the exam. So, on that note, we kind of finished that discussion around the ethics concerning AI. Overall, the message is that transparency is the best thing, and limits, maintaining limits with how far you want to go with AI. That would be the best controls that you can implement. And of course, it's the people who develop this. It's all going to depend on that. Good luck and thank you.